What's going on, guys? So we have our good friend the Siats Meekerorum back in the paint booth again for a fun throwback repaint. And today we're going to be throwing down the Allosaurus Assault paint deco on the Siats figure. I chose the Siats because I had a spare one on hand, and I did not have any spare Allosaurus figures on hand to throw this down on. But the Siats is really cool looking. He's got a great sculpt, and he's got those little spiky things on his back, which I thought would work really well with this sort of style that we're going to go with. This is a pretty straightforward repaint. The colors on this guy really aren't that difficult. So I've got this Siats primed in gray, and I'm going to go in with this sort of teal blue color. Now, I don't actually own the Allosaurus figure, so I'm going off by images that I have found on the internet. So not having the figure on hand does make it a bit more of a challenge to get an accurate color match, but I'm going to try my hardest to capture the spirit of the original paint job, and when all else fails, whip out the rule of cool and have some fun. Anyways, so now I'm going to go in with some this sand white color underneath for the belly. And again, that's pretty straightforward, just sort of coloring in the underside and the leg area. And then I'll move up to the top here and start coloring in the areas where I'm going to make that orange. So the little spiky things, sort of tracing everything out, kind of getting an idea of where I want the patterns to go. And now I'm going to get some silly putty here. I use this for masking. And I've got the little white areas masked off where the white stripes are going to be. And then we'll go in with this orange color, starting off relatively light first, because I kind of had the idea to fade the orange into sort of a darker burnt umber kind of brownish color. So I'm going to start really vibrant at the snout and then light or darken it up as I get further down to the back. So I'm starting off with a relatively light orange color, almost yellowish it looks. And with doing the designs, I sort of had to accommodate to the way that this figure looks, since it's not, the same exact figure. So I have to sort of, kind of do something a little bit different with it, just to sort of make everything kind of work. But, it'll still, in the end, give the resemblance. You'll kind of know the deco that it's got on it. So I'm going to finish off the feet, gotta throw some orange down on those, and then go back in with the Secret Weapon Transparent Burnt Umber. And I'm going to start fading in very lightly, going over the orange and darkening it up. Like I said, I want the very top part of the snout to be the brightest, and then I want it to fade darker as it gets down to the last, little dots on the bottom of the tail. And so that's just a low PSI with the burnt umber ink in the airbrush, and then just sort of going over it. I'm not worried about being neat right now because I'm going to clean up everything when I'm done taking the masking off here with that blue color that I started out at the beginning. And I'll just sort of clean up any of the overspray that might be on certain areas. That's the nature of the beast when you're airbrushing. It's bound to happen. So now I'm going to go over, paint the eyeball red, and give him a little tiny yellow pupil and a tiny black dot in there, and then paint his teeth with some beige color, straightforward there. And then I'll paint his claws on the hands and on the feet black, like they are on the figure. And that'll be pretty much it for the finer details. I did, however, go back and redo the initial deco that I did on the backside. I just wasn't really digging what I had initially done, so I decided to change it. The stripes to me on the original figure look kind of odd, so I decided to just paint over everything again and redo it from the beginning to try and make them blend in and look a little bit, like they're supposed to be there. They just look kind of weird, but that's how it is, when you're painting stuff and, you step back and you take a break for a day and you come back to it and you're like, oh, I could do that better. So that's what I did. Just redid the little patterns on the back. So now I'm just taking that white paint, going back over all the little white detail areas and just sort of tightening those things up, cleaning up the edges, and just making everything look nice and pretty. So that's pretty much it for the repaint on this guy. I'm going to go ahead and seal him up, and then we'll take him over to the photo booth to take some of those end of the video shots. So I appreciate you all sticking around and watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video and you got something out of it and it has helped inspire your next repaint. If it has, remember to tag me over on Instagram at TedBrothers. I always love to see what you guys come up with. For more Jurassic related content, you know where to find me. Links will be in the description box below. You guys take care, and I'll see you in the next video.